sitting in a chair that isn't mine, in a room I didn't choose, staring at a window that faces a parking lot. My son called last Tuesday, first time in 6 weeks. The call lasted 4 minutes. I counted. He asked if I needed anything. I said no. We both lied. I gave that boy everything, every birthday present, every school fee, every college application. I worked double shifts so he could have the shoes his friends had. I missed his first school play for a sales conference in Cincinnati. I don't even remember what we sold. He doesn't remember I was gone. Or maybe he does. Maybe that's the whole problem. I built a beautiful prison by brick, overtime by overtime, and I handed my children the key and called it love. I was wrong. And if you are still young enough to be wrong in a way that can be fixed, you need to hear every word I'm about to say. They sold you a picture, a man in a gray suit, briefcase in hand, standing in the driveway of a big house, proud, successful, a good father. That picture is a coffin with good lighting. The corporations needed you distracted. They needed you hungry. A hungry man works longer hours. A man chasing a bigger house doesn't ask uncomfortable questions about where his life is going. He just runs, head down, eyes forward, straight into the grave. They told you providing was parenting, that the roof over their heads was love, that the new bicycle on Christmas morning was connection. They packaged your absence as sacrifice. They gave it a noble name. Provider, breadwinner, pillar of the family. Beautiful words for a missing man. Your children didn't need the bicycle. They needed you sitting on the floor next to them, bored, present, theirs. But you were in a meeting. You were on a deadline. You were essential to the quarterly numbers of a company that replaced you with a younger model before your pension was even warm. Think about that. The company moved on in a Tuesday afternoon memo. Your child registered your absence every single evening, for years in silence, at a dinner table with an empty chair. Children are accountants. They keep perfect records. Every missed recital, every distracted nod. Every time you looked at your phone while they were talking. They wrote it all down in a ledger you never knew existed. And one day, when you are 73 and sitting in a bleach-scented room, they hand you the bill. You won't recognize the total. But you approved every charge. The system didn't rob your children of a father. You handed them over willingly because you believed the picture in the gray suit was the point. It was never the point. I want to tell you about Raymond. Raymond was the best man at my wedding, broad shoulders, firm handshake, the kind of man who showed up to every neighborhood barbecue with a cold case of beer and a loud laugh. Everyone liked Raymond. Everyone respected him. Raymond drove a company car for 31 years, never missed a mortgage payment, never bounced a check. His lawn was always cut. His gutters were always clean. From the outside, Raymond was the definition of a man who had done everything right. He had a son named Daniel. Daniel played Little League from age 7 to age 12. Raymond made it to 4 games, 4 out of 6 seasons. I remember because Raymond told me once, standing in his immaculate garage, surrounded by power tools he barely had time to use. He said it like a confession. 4 games. He counted them like a man counting his sins. Raymond retired at 68. His wife Carol had already been gone 3 years by then. Heart attack. Fast. No warning. Raymond told me he wasn't sure Carol had been happy. He said he never thought to ask. That sentence has never left me. He never thought to ask. After Carol, Daniel got busy. A family of his own. A job of his own. A life built around his own absence because that was the only blueprint Raymond ever gave him. Raymond fell at 71, a hip, nothing dramatic. But he couldn't manage alone. Daniel lived 40 minutes away. They put Raymond in a facility outside of town, clean place, good nurses, terrible loneliness. I visited him 3 times before he died. Each time he was sitting in the same chair, looking at the same wall. On his nightstand was a photograph of Daniel in a Little League uniform, age 9, grinning, missing a front tooth. Raymond had carried that photograph for decades, in his wallet first, then his bedside drawer, then that nightstand in that facility. He never told Daniel what that photograph meant to him. Daniel sent flowers to the funeral, lilies, nice ones, no card. Raymond was a good man who confused achievement with presence. He built a fortress of financial security and died alone inside it. The flowers were beautiful, and they meant nothing. Don't be Raymond. I'm going to give you 3 tests, not exercises, not journal prompts. Tests. The kind that show you exactly where you stand before the ground disappears beneath you. Pick up a pen if you have one. The empty chair test. Think about your dinner table tonight. Picture every chair. Now ask yourself honestly, how many meals this week did everyone sit down together? No phones on the table. No television in the background, just faces and voices and the sound of a family that knows each other. If you are struggling to remember a single meal, the chair is already empty. You are already a ghost in your own house, walking through rooms, providing, disappearing, and your children are learning that love looks like absence. The phone call test. If something broke you open at 2 a.m, a diagnosis, a fear, a grief too heavy to carry alone. Who would you call? Now ask the harder question. Would your child call you, not to ask for money, not to report good news, but to fall apart, to be caught, if the answer is no? Or if you hesitated, you are a supplier, not a father. There is a difference. One gets replaced, the other is irreplaceable. The deathbed calculation. Sit with this one at the end, in the bed, in the room. When the noise of your whole life goes quiet, what will your child say about the time you gave them? Not the money, not the house, not the car on their 16th birthday, the time. Will they say you showed up, or will they send lilies with no card? You still have time to change the answer, but the clock on that wall behind you is not decoration. If you are trapped inside one of these tests right now and you know it, leave a comment below. Tell me which one hit you hardest. I need to know. I am not talking to an empty room. I spent 50 years chasing the wrong number, the salary number, the mortgage number, the retirement fund number. I watched those numbers grow and I felt like a man building something permanent, something that would outlast me, something that would matter. Numbers don't hold your hand. I have a neighbor here, 81 years old, a woman named Estelle. She never owned a house. Raised 3 kids in a rented apartment on a street that didn't feel safe after dark. Worked checkout at a grocery store for 26 years. Never drove a new car. Never took a foreign holiday. By every measure, the gray suit men use to count a life. Estelle lost. Her daughter visits every Thursday without fail. Every Thursday, she brings food in containers, the kind packed at home, not bought. And they sit together for 2 hours and I can hear them laughing from the hallway, real laughing, the kind that comes from a shared history, from 1,000 small moments that were never photographed or posted or counted. Estelle is the wealthiest person in this building, not because she has money, she doesn't, but because she has a daughter who drives across town every single week just to sit in a small room and laugh with her mother. That is the only currency that works at the end, not the college fund, not the inheritance, not the immaculate lawn or the power tools in the clean garage, the 2 a.m. phone call, the Thursday visit. The child who knows your laugh and your fears and the story of how you met their mother, that child was built, slowly, deliberately, one unremarkable Tuesday evening at a time. You don't build that with a direct deposit. You build it by sitting on the floor, by showing up to the Little League game in the rain, by putting the briefcase down and being a man your child can actually see. True wealth is being known, completely known by the people sitting closest to you. I was a mystery to my own children, a provider, a silhouette behind a newspaper, a wallet with a firm handshake. They knew my expectations. They never knew my fears. I should have shown them my fears. A man who shows his children his wounds teaches them that survival is possible. A man who only shows his achievements teaches them that love must be earned. And children who learn that love must be earned spend their whole lives exhausted. Then they stop trying. And you end up eating alone in a room that smells like boiled carrots, wondering where the years went. The years went exactly where you sent them. I am 73 years old, And I am telling you with everything I have left in this tired chest, the window is closing, not eventually, not someday. It is closing right now, while you are watching this, while you are nodding along and feeling the weight of these words and telling yourself you will do something different starting Monday. Monday is a lie you tell yourself so Tuesday feels less urgent. Your child is growing up in real time, not in slow motion, not with a warning bell, right now, tonight, while you sit in that chair and scroll and work and plan and provide. They are becoming the person they will be for the rest of their life, and they are deciding, without knowing they are deciding, whether you are someone they run toward or someone they send flowers to. That decision is being made at the dinner table you are too busy to sit at. I know a man who told himself he would connect with his son after the promotion, after the house was paid off, after things settled down. Things never settle down. That man is me. The promotion came, the house got paid, things never settled. And my son's voicemail message still has the same flat tone it had when he recorded it 3 years ago. I have heard it 53 times. I counted those too. You want to know the most expensive thing I ever bought? It wasn't the house. It wasn't the cars. It wasn't the college fees that took 6 years to clear. It was the ticket to Cincinnati, for a sales conference I cannot remember, for a company that forgot my name before my chair was cold, for a quarterly number that helped no one I have ever loved. I traded my son's childhood for a per diem and a hotel breakfast, and I cannot get a single morning back, not one. You still have mornings, you still have a Tuesday night that hasn't happened yet. You still have a child who is watching you right now, not with their eyes, with their memory. They are filing you away, building the version of you they will carry for the rest of their life. Be the version worth carrying. Put the phone down, not after this video, now, tonight. Walk into whatever room they are in. Sit down next to them. Say nothing if you have to. Just be a body in the room that chose to be there. That is where it starts. That is where it always should have started. I ran out of Tuesday nights. Don't you dare waste another one. If this reached something in you, if you recognized yourself somewhere in these words, leave a comment. Tell me what you are going to do tonight that you have been putting off for months. I am an old man in a small room, but I am still listening, and what you do next actually matters. You know, more than I ever understood, until it was too late.